Okay, let's jump right in. When you think about the Spring Festival, you might picture ancient traditions, things that have been the same for centuries. But what's so fascinating is that it's not frozen in time at all. It's this living, breathing thing where old customs are constantly getting remixed for the modern world. So today, we're going to look at how some of these really core traditions are changing right before our eyes.
And this quote, it totally nails it. The Spring Festival is like a perfect window into how society is evolving. We're seeing this massive shift away from these very private family rituals, things that happened behind closed doors, to these huge public and even global parties. So, what happens when a tradition that's been passed down for generations suddenly crashes into things like urbanization and globalization?
All right, let's start at the very heart of the festival, family. The whole idea of visiting your relatives is absolutely central, but how and when people get together has changed a lot. And to really get what's different, you've got to look at this one super specific, old-school rule.
So traditionally, day 2 of the new year wasn't just any old day. Nope, it had a very specific job. It was called Ying Shu Day, which means welcoming the son-in-law. This was the designated day for a married daughter to go back to her parents' house, and she'd bring her husband and kids with her. It was a formal thing, a really expected part of the family order.
Okay, so look at this contrast. It's fascinating. That super rigid rule about visiting on day 2, it's pretty much given way to modern life. I mean, today, with families spread out across different cities or even different countries, the focus isn't on a strict schedule anymore. It's just about finding any day that works for everyone to get together. It's really just about what works, Practicality is winning out over tradition.
And, of course, when you do these visits, there's a whole set of customs that go with it. Gifts are a huge deal, and they're usually brought in even numbers. And why even numbers? Well, the thinking is that they symbolize harmony, this idea that good things can be shared evenly. And right alongside the gifts and those all-important red envelopes for the kids, you've got the family group photo, which has become a modern ritual all on its own.
Next up, let's talk about another cornerstone to the festival, the hope for a good financial year, all wrapped up in the figure of the god of wealth. And this one, oh man, this one has had one of the wildest modern makeovers you can imagine. So who is this guy anyway? Well, first off, the god of wealth isn't from just one single religion. He kind of grew out of folk beliefs over hundreds of years, becoming this mix of different historical figures who are known for being fair and successful. But here's the key thing to remember. He represents this powerful, collective hope for a prosperous new year.
For generations, this wasn't just a casual thing. Worshipping the god of wealth was serious business. It was a ritual to show this deep desire for prosperity, for protection, and just, a better life for your family. He was a symbol of hope and security.
And now, fast forward to today, and that same serious figure has been turned into this cute, totally marketable character. You'll see the god of wealth as a little plush toy or as a trendy design on a cup of bubble tea. Commerce has completely embraced him, turning this figure of serious worship into a fun, Instagrammable symbol of good luck. It's wild. Okay, let's step out of the house and onto the streets to check out one of the biggest public celebrations, the Temple Fair. And the transformation here is honestly just incredible. It's gone from a place of serious prayer to a full-blown modern playground.
Yeah, this timeline pretty much says it all. I mean, temple fairs started way back as these sacred rituals for survival, people praying for good crops. But then during the Han Dynasty, a little bit of entertainment and shopping starts to creep in. Fast forward to the Tang Dynasty, and bam, there are these massive public carnivals. And today, they're a crazy mix of entertainment, tourism, and even cultural branding for the city.
So, seriously, if you go to a temple fair now, you'd be forgiven for thinking you'd walked into an amusement park. We're talking huge light shows, amazing folk performances, incredible food, and even international carnival groups from places like Argentina and Russia showing off their traditional dances. It's a total spectacle.
Which brings us to our final, and maybe biggest point. The Spring Festival is just not staying put anymore. Its traditions are traveling all over the world and being adopted in some really cool ways.
I mean, look at this. The reach is absolutely global now. There are huge celebrations happening in hundreds of cities around the world, from Chinatown in Budapest to the streets of Bangkok to Lima, Peru. It's become a genuine global cultural moment.
But here's the thing that's really wild. At a lot of these big international events, the majority of the people in the crowd aren't even Chinese. They're locals. People are just drawn to the energy, to the chance to experience something vibrant and different.
and to learn about another culture through its food, its music, and its celebrations.
And this quote just captures that feeling perfectly. This person didn't even plan it. They just stumbled upon the celebration in Bangkok and ended up having an amazing time watching dragon dances and shadow puppets. It's that kind of spontaneous, cross-cultural connection that's making the festival a truly global thing.
So it all kind of boils down to this one big question, right? As these ancient traditions travel through time and across borders, going from a strict family visit to a flexible get-together, from a sacred god to a bubble tea mascot, from a local prayer to a global party, what's the essential stuff that they keep and what parts just get left behind in the remix?